Has anyone got any questions for Julie?
Me? As regards the face masks in supermarkets, and I noticed on the Facebook page, Metro's Facebook page, that a checkout girl from Tesco's has been disciplined for asking a customer to take a face mask because she was deaf.
Yes, yeah, there's some ruling. We've been working with the government, actually, part of the regional work that we were doing, working with DEFRA. They've put some legislation in place that says that shops and supermarkets must accommodate disabled people, and they can't make them wear a mask, and they can't make them, there's all these rules. Everything is only, what's the word? It's discretionary, if you like. So yeah, what we've been doing, any organisations that have been not taking the mask off or not letting people in because they're not wearing a mask, we've been reporting this to the higher ups at region, and we're trying to pick it up with them.
This was a Tesco member of staff, though, that's got disciplined.
Yeah.
For asking a customer to take a face mask off.
Thanks, Peter, for that. Let's move on to item 4. Geraldine, would you like to present your report, please?
Yeah, I haven't got slides, and it's a brief report because the members will have seen the annual accounts. I think everybody's received a copy of the annual report and accounts. So what my intention is now is to just come up with 6 paragraphs of just illuminating the ins and outs of the accounts. Okay, so
okay.
A little bit of it might have been, I might reiterate what Julie has said, but not too much. We were successful in obtaining 3-year grant funding totaling £186,400 from the National Lottery Community Fund. That was formerly known as Reaching Communities, and it changed its name. So each year we receive £63,378 in year 1, £60,189 in year 2, and £62,833 in year 3, 3-year funding. And it is paid to us in 2 instalments a year. Right? So we received the first instalment actually in March 2019, and that was £31,689, and 2 further instalments within the 2019-20 year, which is the year of our accounts and the year this AGM is covered. So those payments were in September and March, September 2019 and March 2020. But the funding enabled us to recruit our 2 part-time development workers and part-time admin worker who all started work on the 1st of June. So as far as the money goes, it was evident that we actually received 3 instalments up to 31st of March 2020. So we had 1 before the year started and then 2 in the year in question. And we've carried forward a restricted fund of £47,016 into 2021 financial year. We had a slight underspend. We with 7,500 underspend due to the workers not starting on 2 months into the financial year, and then we also held off the purchase against provision in the budget to spend 5,000 on some special equipment to assist communication IT at our open meetings at the King's Centre. So we have spent according to budget actually, but we just spent a bit less for those reasons. Now you can see from the annual report that Julie's outlined how effective and respected the Disability Partnership has now become. And until 2019, the organisation was run entirely by volunteers. We've been able to achieve so much more. Then we received some council funding, £840, in the previous financial year, 218-19, to run some luncheon clubs. We spent this in 2019-20 on a series of dates at Copley Mill House and at the recently refurbished lottery-funded community centre, The Space, at Field Lane in Rastrick. And as Julie said, the luncheon club at Copley was successful, but not sustainable going forward. But the Rastrick one was very successful, and we gained some new members. And the management of The Space decided to organise them themselves going forward. But however, by March 2020, the pandemic lockdown put a halt to that. But I'm sure they'll be revived in due course. We also received £500 Ward Forum grant from the council. That was in, and we actually spent it within March before the end of before March 2020, before April 2020. So we arranged an event at Queen's Road Neighbourhood Centre with Unique Ways, Lead the Way, Family Voice. It was well attended by parents and carers amongst the Asian community who engaged with us on matters of importance to them. So this money that we've received from the lottery has just made a huge difference. And, you know, we need to thank them very much for understanding what we aspired to do. And we try very hard to make sure that every penny is well spent in a way that meets our objectives. End of my piece.
Thanks, Geraldine. That was great. I mean, it's absolutely clear that we've moved on such a lot, isn't it? Item 5.
Marion, I think Peter just wants a quick word.
Okay. Sorry, Peter.
Sorry for the verbal there. I'm rubbish at raising my hand using these machines. And I don't want to verbally interrupt you. But just to say, yeah, I mean, it's amazing to see how much the Disability Partnership Calderdale have grown. And with the funding and stuff, it's made such a difference. I don't just mean to your own organisation, but to the people of Calderdale. I hope that the council and other potential funders fully recognise that in years to come, because you've not just been a service to the community, you've actually been a service to the key public institutions too. And although you're funded from lottery now, I hope that the right people are having conversations about how to build on this, because actually you've built a thriving community. So well done. But I hope that people are recognising that at higher levels.
Oh, thank you, Peter. That's really kind of you. You know, our whole aim has always been to help the people of Calderdale. We've found through this pandemic that we've had quite a longer reach than that. And as you've seen from the annual report, we are reaching a lot of people, both inside and outside of Calderdale. And we hope that that continues.
Yeah. Yeah. No worries. I just wanted to say that though, because it's.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Malcolm. Sorry, I can't hear you.
Marion, Simon would like to speak.
Okay, thanks. Hello, Simon.
Hi, everyone. I just want to share, I've got neurodiversity, and I found I joined you this year because you were doing these and I couldn't find them from anywhere. I mean, I found my own from Sainsbury's, but I didn't find the ones. I've been having your newsletters for, I mean, look at them all, they're all there. I want to just say, as someone with autism and ADHD, I'm struggling with getting the services to meet my general day-to-day needs, but your support has been there. I get newsletters, they're clear, they give me the information I need. Everywhere else I've been looking, it's just, I'm struggling. But I've had a newsletter dedicated, I'm just in awe of your service. I've become a member and I want to be part of this AGM. I was delivering autism awareness myself to the West Yorkshire Police with magic, to do magic as a hobby. And I'd like to, when you do get a party, I'd like to come and do some magic and some autism awareness or something for you. Because
that sounds wonderful, Simon.
But I've had
absolutely
some
wonderful
support from this group, and I think you deserve, you know, well, all of us deserve the group itself. You know, you the founding members deserve, you know, the success, you know, continued success, and to build on what you're doing. And I also I've done IT. I mean, I don't know who is going to deliver your idea of helping people get onto Zoom, but I mean, if you need any help, I mean, I've got to be careful how much I can offer at the moment, because I'm very vulnerable at the minute. But further down the line, I can help, because I've done software training. I've done, you know, I understand how to communicate with different groups of people. So if I can be of help in the future, I mean, I'm just saying I'd like to, you know, I'd like to continue growing with you.
That's wonderful, Simon. Thank you. We'll bear that in mind, and we'll move on with the voting now.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Our next item is to vote for an increase of our trustees from 10 to 12. Mal, can you help me with this, because I'm not going to be able to see hands or voting slips?
Yeah, so just as she said, if you can hold up your hand to agree.
Sorry, Mal, you're not coming over clearly. Can't hear you.
I know. I'll have to go out, come back.
No.
Oh, that's better.
Have you got it?
No, you've gone again. Right. Apparently, Malcolm can't speak to us, but if you raise your hand, if you agree to us raising our membership from 10 to 12, that would be great. So would you all vote now?
Yeah, that's unanimous, Marion.
Great, thanks. That's brilliant. So we're going to move on to Malk's bit now, and he's going to take charge of the voting for the trustee group.
Where's he gone?
Just gone. I think he's going to sign in on something else.
Okay.
I think so, Julie. Do you? Yeah, he's disappeared.
All right.
Modern technology for you.
He's gone for a pint.
Can I just say, whilst I'm waiting for Malcolm to come back in, it was really lovely to hear, Simon, that you're finding our newsletters useful, and I can see you've got a thick file there of every
Half of them, I've got them here. I've shared them with my neighbour the other week. He wanted to know about some guidance, and he wasn't getting it easily, so I gave him, I photocopied one of your newsletters for him. So you've been valuable. You've been valuable to me anyway, and I've shared it where I can.
That's really good.
I'm a member of ACDEF and a member of Society for Neurodiversity, and I'm on the Inclusion North for Autism. And so, I mean, I'm familiar with other groups in Calderdale, but honestly, I find the information arrives on my doorstep. I want to know about support bubbles next week when they've got the new tiers, and whether I can travel from one to another, you know, but I'll get that information from yourselves, or you'll give me it right at the right time. So I mean, I don't need to worry anymore. I was really worrying at the beginning, but now I've
right.
I'll just say that
Back in the room.
Back with you.
You tell your friends, Simon, you don't have to receive it by post like the one you've got. Anybody can subscribe to our newsletter by going on our website. I'm going to say it slowly because we're recording this. This is going to be posted on our web. So if you just go on to disabilitypartnershipcalderdale.org, anyone can subscribe to this.
I'll have to register him because he doesn't have access to internet. He has got some kind of disability. I don't know what he won't share with it. He's got a back problem and he can't work. So I suppose he could, you know, potentially, but he's a bit shy. He doesn't want to join. I mean,
that's fine, and I understand that, Simon. I can understand that there are a lot of people that have a disability that can't, you know, that actually can't join us for one reason or another. But that's not to say that you can't have the information. So if if you let us know his details, we will send him out a copy of his own.
Okay, thank you. That's great to hear. He looks after me. He comes and keeps an eye on me all the time. So it's my job to do, my turn to help him. Thank you very much.
It's lovely to see you here anyway, Simon. Thank you for coming.
Okay, Malcolm.
Okay, everybody thought that was really technical. You come out, you go back in again, and there you are. Okay, I was about to say, or was saying that if we can either show our hands or if you have a voting yes card, either of both, but we want a vote on increasing our trustees from 10 to 12. So we make the members.
We did that while you were having your time.
Anonymous,
Well, you should tell me. Right, so you've done that. Have you read out who they are?
No.
Right, so that's next. Yes?
Yes.
So, they are as follows. Chair, Marion Spruce. Secretary, Malcolm Keelty. Treasurer, Geraldine Rushton. With further trustees, Mark Waddell, Anne Bayliss, David Ashton, Peter Melling, Teresa Shaw, Waskinsey, Shabir Hussain, and 2 new candidates in Brian Sutcliffe and Simon Peter Hemingway. So those are the 12, and if we're all happy to receive those 12, there are no objections basically, I would assume.
Definitely not from my end, no.
Okay.
It's lovely to have somebody new on the trustee board as well.
Okay, Mark had a
Consider it an honour.
Yeah, I'd like to propose that we move on block.
Yeah.
Okay, Geraldine has just asked to say something.
It's 11, not 12. We have 11 today.
Yeah, 11 today, yeah.
Yeah,
11 today, yeah, sorry, my apologies there. So there's still a space for one more, and am I right in Geraldine, that person or person can be co-opted during the next year if one becomes a parent, is that right?
According to the Constitution rules, we can do that.
Yeah. Julie, got a hand up.
Yeah, the Asian lady, Smina Arshad, who's the photograph in the presentation, was interested in becoming a trustee. We've not had much contact since lockdown, but hopefully we'll reconnect with her after if she wants to propose herself to be the 12th person.
That would be brilliant, Julie.
Okay. So Mark, so just formalise it. Mark proposed it. Let's just show our hands or yes to agree all those 11.
Yeah.
Screenshot.
Yeah, I've got that. No objections. Sorry, David Ashton.
Being slightly flippant, I think there's a chap in America called D. Trump who's got a bit of spare time.
Is it really? Do we play golf a lot?
No, but according to Brand Sharps, even though we're in tier 3, we can't move about the UK, but we can go skiing, so that's very handy.
Yeah, we don't have any slippery slopes, David. Okay, over to you, Marion, I think.
Right, then I am quite happy now to close the AGM part of the meeting and offer up any other business regarding the DPC.
Brian Sutcliffe's got a hand up there.
I'd just like to say a big thank you to the people that's doing the newsletter. I'm involved with 3 newsletters and I know just how much work goes into these things. So I'd like to say a big thank you for keeping us all in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Brian. It's lovely to welcome you to Board of Trustees as well.
Thank you very much.
Mark Waddell.
Yeah, I just want to point something out. I were actually packed the pound stretcher in disabled spot and their notification on the door for COVID, it does quite clearly state that disabled people there may be people with disabilities that you can't see. So please treat everybody with respect. I thought that was brilliant.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
good idea.
Well, it's the only place I've ever seen it.
Yeah. I've never heard of that before, Mark.
So
Thank you for taking me on board. Thank you.
Yep.
So, Julie.
That's all I've had to say.
That was Peter. Hello, Peter. We've
Hello.
spoken on the phone a couple of times.
Okay.
Julie,
I'm going to say, Phil, it might be a nice story to run, what Mark's just said from Patrick. Maybe have a spotlight on their wonderful work or something, a bit of an interview, or just to say, why have you decided to do it, and when all the big supermarkets aren't, you know, give them some credit.
I think Sainsbury's has things. I've seen things in Sainsbury's at Sallandine Nook about that very thing, explaining that not everybody would wear a mask. And
they've started to come slowly, drifted in. I think because of the feedback, they've slowly started to come in. They weren't there at the beginning.
No, they're definitely not there at Asda or Tesco's at King Cross.
just something to add, Geraldine will back me up on this as well. We didn't put it into the formal part of the meeting, but plans are in. We're ready to start planning actually the next application, aren't we? We're going to getting to 2002 next year, and we were by the big lottery. Our local connection says that's the time to start looking for the next bid after this one. So it would cover. Hopefully, we're looking to cover the further 5 years after. So going back to what you said, Peter. Owen. Yes, we hope people have been watching, listening, and taking on board all that's been done, and I'm sure all the things that has been done. Wow, I think we're only going to be even stronger with our application than we were in the first application.
Well, if it comes to you doing well, you'll be doing a project evaluation and etc. Just look the way of the people who have benefited from your services, and you'll get some rich content to be able to put their way, plough the way, hopefully, for either repeat funding or funding from a different source with a different type of intervention. But no, you got our support. You've had the community's backs, so yeah. No.
Thanks, Peter.
Anyways.
That means a lot.
Can I also say one other thing, actually, since there's other familiar people in the room?
Yeah.
When I first graduated from college in the year 2000, when I was about 30, one of the first jobs I got was for a little organisation called Access for All in Calderdale.
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. And I, yeah, indeed, Geraldine. Yeah. So, and I remember and that was even before the community transport existed and stuff. And I just think, what a nice bit of community infrastructure has been developing since all of that. Not just about having the dialogue, but actually people being able to get about. The access bus is busier too. People are included more, and we've also got the funding of Access Calderdale as well, which is creating quite a good and positive scene in the area, and I think it's creating a really good inclusive blend. And I think it's kind of like I just think it's something really good to step back a bit about and celebrate what's been created. From yourselves. I've taken my user experience to where I work now and making a big difference there. But I think we all are.
Yeah.
And I think to some extent that, look back 20 years, you see a completely different sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
And you go to other parts of the country, other parts of the world, you don't see people with disabilities out and about. And that's because society isn't inclusive.
No, there's no respect either.
No, so you see the change that's been made, and sometimes you can only see how far you've come when you take a real long lens view about what's happened every 5-year period or every period of 3 years. You know, it depends on when you've started, but this has all been growing in a really good way. So it's good to, it's just team effort really, as a sector, but also for you, especially for yourselves as an organisation, managing to win the funding and you came in the nick of time. Came in the nick of time, because people will that amount of information you're giving out is bound to have an impact on people's safety and health during this time, and that's not just the physical health either.
No, that's important too.
So when it comes to it, just there's a need to blow trumpets. I think that's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we've not turned anyone that's asked for help, even outside Calderdale's boundaries. We've not turned anybody down.
I spoke to loads of people in Cornwall.
And it is such a shame that there's people out there that don't have that help.
Yeah.
And Scotland.
What, you didn't bring any pasties back?
Branch out into Cornwall.
Lisa, one lady lived on the same street as my sister. My sister lives in Cornwall. I thought, what a small world.
Just something there.
Ice cream back with you.
Next time.
A semi-serious matter, but we talked about possibly broadening over Kirklees ways and that. I had a bit of a mantra, and I think I get told off for it not half the time. It says we are what it says on the tin, and over in Kirklees, a similar group, without mentioning any names whatsoever, basically shot themselves well in the foot 5, 6, 7 years ago, disappeared because they argued with everybody. Didn't work with anybody, they just argued. It's not the way, is it? And
no, it isn't. You don't get anyway.
You just don't want to talk to the people.
No.
So it shows it does work, doesn't it? Just working with folk and working it out, whatever the issues are.
Thanks everybody for coming.
Always.
Thanks,
Right,
Mel.
take them round to buffet now.
I know.
Virtual buffet.
Yeah.
Listen, we will get together soon, I'm sure, in the new year. I'm hoping.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Tom. Finally,
Well done.
I got details. Thank you for turning up and doing the signing for us.
Not a problem at all. Sorry then.
Well done,
Thank
everyone.
you.
Thank you very much.
Well done, everybody.